Well, we got my uncle's Indy 500 here. We did kind of kill this one the same day I broke mine too. But the deal with this one, first off, I think it might have electrical problems, whether there's a coil going bad, there's something in the stator. But the tach, when it's idling, it says it's at 0. And when it's supposed to be maxing out at about 8,500 RPMs, it's at about 4,500. So the tach is not working properly, and this is all electrical that comes off your stator and your coils. So that's the first problem. Second issue that I noticed, and I haven't even finished looking this over yet, notice this when we loaded it up, that there and the track is busted. So we're going to have to bend some sort of metal bracket to go on there. And the main reason why it started really running bad, that we had to quit running it, because at that point when we stopped running it, we hadn't noticed the thing on the track. The exhaust right here, see that? It all rusted and cracked and broke out. Clayton's Prowler did that, and I had to weld his up, so I'm going to have to weld this one up now too. I'll check the plugs to see if they look the same, see if one cylinder's not firing right or something. But if I can't find anything with that, it could be that it just has a bad ground someplace, but I'll probably just take and weld up the exhaust and fix the tracking. My uncle, he doesn't have a lot in this one, and he doesn't really want to put much into it either, so we'll just run her till she dies, probably. Okay, here's what I found with the plugs. I only drove it like 20 feet to get it in the shop. The rest of the way I pulled it with the four-wheeler. But this plug here and the cylinder that this plug came out of, you can't quite see it with the camera, but this plug is all wet. The other plug, it is dry. Got the slightest bit of tan color to it. These were decarboned at the beginning of the season, and they've already built up some carbon, but this one's wet, and that's out of the left cylinder, and this one is dry. And when I took the light and looked down in the cylinders, that cylinder there is like, it's gray inside of it, it's all dry. This cylinder's wet. So my guess is that this cylinder here, not firing. Well, intermittent firing. If it wasn't firing it at all, it would be the absolute biggest pain to start. Because I've started one of these on one cylinders before. It will start and run. It just runs like a piece of junk and starts horribly. So I'm guessing that that cylinder is intermittently firing, and that's what's giving us problems. So whether it's coil, stator, wiring, who knows? Well, we got a tool here. Picked this up a while ago, haven't really used it. It's a universal spark tester, but what it actually does, you thread this in and out and it tests for kV. So there's a thing on there that says SM, and it's for small engines. And we're going to see if one cylinder has stronger spark than the other. So we'll just take it and screw it out, screw it in, kind of play with it, and see which one has stronger spark. See if the suspicion is right that this cylinder's not sparking like the other one is. Well, I did all the spark kV testing, and looks like it's got good spark. It's got at least almost 20 kV, so that's really good. So I'm thinking that's okay. It's maybe just a bad ground on the tach up in here. So I might look at that later, but I think right now what I'm going to do, just going to pull off the exhaust pipe, and we'll look at getting that end welded on up. Well, you're going to need a stick welder with DC in order to do this, but I've slowly stepped up the amperage, put down a base one around, then another layer, now another layer, and now I'm going to start working my way across. So I decided I'm just going to weld this one instead of trying to get a patch to fit it. I figured it'd just work as easy this way. Well, I just wanted to show you, it's not a surprise that something like that snapped. Because, look at how beat to death this snowmobile is. It's got 6,700 miles on it. These are supposed to line up there. They're worn that much. The front ones have worn way forward. It's the same on the other side too. It still works like that, but someday that's going to have to get taken care of. This snowmobile has been beat. That is for sure. Well, she's all fixed. She got a good test run. You can see this all here. Get this cleaned off a bit. I just built a big metal bracket here. It's got a little offset in it to mount that in. And I did the same on the other side because the other side was already starting to crack. And we had it out on the trail for a little bit, and it actually blew one of the oil lines. One of them came off on the engine, and it takes and it has a vacuum leak, so then it doesn't run and the engine stalls, which is a good thing so you don't wreck your engine because it's not getting oil. So we had that happen. And there's my welding patch. But she's all good now.